How's it going? Welcome to Coach's Corner, your inside track to different high school programs throughout the city of Marlboro. I'm your host, Matt Bisaccio. Today we're joined by Aspen Valley boys volleyball coach Ryan Crory. Thanks for hanging out with us.
No, thanks for having me.
Now, we'll get to the season in a little bit. You guys had a great year, 16-2, league champs, all that. But we're going to get to know you a little bit first.
Yeah.
So tell me about where you grew up and what kind of sports you played as a kid.
Perfect. I'm a Marlboro kid, born and raised. I came to Aspen Valley. Growing up, I played football, basketball, and baseball. Tried hockey, couldn't really skate, didn't work out for me. But yeah, football, basketball, and baseball were my three sports.
When you were here at Aspen Valley, your senior year, 2012, you were a part of the inaugural boys volleyball team here at the school. Now, you were saying a little while that you guys weren't very good, but what does it mean to you to be a part of that first class?
It was awesome. It was a great feeling to be a part of. It was kind of funny. A bunch of guys were going around during lunch, and they were like, we're trying to make a volleyball team. And I'm just thinking they're like, man, we play in gym class, and it's so much fun. I was like, I'm not playing baseball this year, so whatever, I'll give it a try. And the next thing you know, we have a full team, and we're all out there. 7 of us who had no idea what we were doing, and it was a great time. I had fun.
You know, you must have a lot of pride seeing where the program started and now seeing where it's at now. You guys are the #1 seed going into the playoffs.
Yeah, this year has been a huge building block for this program. So my goal when I first got here was to just build the program, and we started with 13 kids last year. It was very small, and now look at us, we're at over 36. So I don't know, I think we're doing the right things. Seeing that #1 seed was like, I can't believe this just happened. I talk about it with my assistant coaches all the time. I really couldn't believe we got the #1 seed, but you know, things happen, and that's how it worked.
That's cool. You're at Aztec through and through.
Yes.
You know, like as we just said, you came here for 4 years. You played on the team. You're the varsity coach, and you're also a special education teacher here at the school. What led to you wanting to be or go down that career path?
So I know the academic director here, Rob McMahon. He was also my football coach when I was here. And he advised me when I was in college to look into special education. And when I did that, I kind of found a new love for that path. So originally I wanted to teach history. And when I loved history, I took it in college. And then once I started doing my internships in special ed, I saw the kids I was working with, and I knew right away, like, this is what I want to do. And that just led me back here. And I started emailing around. I got a job last year as an assistant teacher here, and then something opened up this year, and now I'm a full-time special ed teacher here. So, you know, sometimes the cookie just crumbles that way.
Now, no disrespect to any of the history teachers out there, but I'm sure there's a real fulfillment out of the career that you chose.
Oh, it's the best job in the world. You know, some of these kids, they're the hardest working kids. You know, they're at a slight disadvantage, and you being able to sit there with them every single day and help them reach whatever academic goal. Sometimes it's a social goal, anything like that. It's the most fulfilling thing in the world.
Have you had a chance to partake in maybe some of the unified sports that are going on here at the school?
I have not, but we do host the unified track here, and we wanted to volunteer this year, but we had a away game, which is unfortunate, but like, I think it's just such a great thing, and I want to see where it goes from here. I think it's awesome.
It's an incredibly important thing to be able to get involved with, and I'm sure that you do it very well. So thank you for doing that, really. It's great.
I love it.
I have a brother who's autistic, so knowing that there's other people out there that really care about that type of thing, it's really nice.
It's the most rewarding job in the world, and I would never want to do anything else.
That's great. So what led you into wanting to become a coach?
So, like I said, I had Rob McMahon as a coach coming here. I also had Ken Stakonis, the current head coach of the football team. I had great coaches here, and they were just great mentors and leaders as growing up. And having them just throughout my life has been huge for me, and they were such a big part of my life growing up. And I knew when I came back here to be a teacher, I would love to someday do that for someone else. And Bobby Corzini's is a great coach. I've learned from him. I've coached with him for 2 years on basketball this year, and I've been honored really to just be a part of that staff. He's such a good coach. He runs a really tight ship. So I've learned from him, and I've been inspired by my other coaches like Coach Rob McMahon and Ken Stakonis. They're just great coaches.
You've had a lot of success over the last couple of years, either being the assistant for the basketball team. Everyone knows that the boys went on to the district championship this year, where they unfortunately lost, but now you have another opportunity the same year to be able to take the volleyball team hopefully to that same place.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like to say it's all because I started working here that we started winning these games, but no, I mean, we have a really good winning percentage.
Proof's in the pudding, right? No, that's cool. So this year, like I said previously, you guys are 16-2. You guys went on a 14-game win streak earlier in the year. I think it stretched from the 5th of April to May 17th, when I was actually here to cover the game against Greater Lowell.
Yeah.
In that stretch, though, and to go back to it, you guys only lost 3 sets over the course of like 5-6 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, that's impressive stuff. But when you guys did lose, thinking like in a big picture way, do you think that it was possibly a good thing that your team suffered a loss going into the postseason before something like the pressure of the win streak may have weighed on them unnecessarily?
Yeah, I definitely know what you're talking about. So when we played King Philip here, that was when we lost back in April. That was a great slap in the face for this team because we have a bunch of new players that have never played volleyball before. Our Jerry McMahon, Jeff Hunter, Nick Hudson, all those kids never played before. They come out and they dominate their first game. So then they start to think, maybe I don't have to work as hard at this. A really good King Philip team comes in here. They caught us off guard and they beat us. And it wasn't like a close game. They beat us, man. They handed us a 3-0 sweep. We needed that. Like you said, we ripped off, 14 games in a row, only losing 3 sets. We lost 1 set to Nipmuc, 1 set to Burncoat, and I think we lost 1 set to I can't even remember. I don't. But that stretch was amazing, and these guys worked so hard. So I think, like you were saying, that's like a wake-up call. We get slapped right before playoffs. We got comfortable. Now it's time to refocus. Friday, the Friday we just had, was our best practice of the year. Our guys were hungry. They're ready for the playoffs. They want to play Nipmuc. This is the team that they wanted. They're like, we've already beat Burncoat twice. We want Nipmuc. So I hope we bring that fire and intensity tomorrow.
Well, I'm sure that a lot of the players in your team they really want to make amends. Some of those first-year players that you were talking about, because Nick, Jerry, and Jeff, those are all basketball stars that fell just short in that district championship game. So I'm sure that they want to make sure that they leave their mark here at Assabet Valley as champions.
Oh yeah, I know those kids, especially those 3 and Matt Scanlon. Those are kids that we call them like born winners. So like if they don't win, you can tell that taste in their mouth. They're going to be, their whole week is going to be ruined. Those are just the type of kids they are. Jerry McMahon hates losing. Jeff Hunter hates losing. You know those kids.
Yeah.
They hate it.
I've been covering those guys the last couple of years, and boy, oh boy, especially a kid like Jerry. He's got, wonderful kid. He's got a chip on his shoulder, and it just shows through his performance every single game that I've covered.
Yeah, so he's one of those kids that really pushes us over when it comes to competition and competing. He's the most competitive kid I've ever met in my life, and he is one of those kids that he can't take a loss. He just can't. He won't. So I think that helps us. Losing in the Vogt tournament, which is when we lost to Greater Lawrence, he was like, guys, this is not how we're going to go out. This cannot be it. And it kind of brought all the guys back together. And I'm really looking forward to this playoff game.
Now, the Knicks and Jerry, Jeff, those are all first-year players,
Yeah.
but they're not on the team unless Matt Scanlon joins the team last year as a junior.
That's very correct.
Talk about what he's meant to the program.
Oh, man, Scanlon. So last year, end of basketball season, I went up to Matt and I said, hey, man, I think I'm going to be coaching the volleyball team this year. You're pretty tall. I've seen you get up and you've blocked a couple shots.
Definitely a prerequisite for volleyball, guys.
I was like, man, I think you'd be really good at volleyball. He laughed at first and he was like, I don't know, man. I don't think volleyball is for me. And I was like, come on. And, he was the only one of that whole group that actually showed up because I asked them all. And Matt shows up. He sees a couple of his friends around the team. It helps. He's best friends with Reggie Warren and Silas Diaz. I kind of talked to them, and I was like, we got to get Matt, man. We need 6'6" on our team. We need it. So Matt comes out, and he has an all-star year his first year, and he had so much fun doing it. I coached him in football and basketball, and I think he had the most fun during volleyball. Just seeing him with his friends and just being free on the court.
Right.
The pressure is way less for these guys, and
Right,
I think that helps.
And not to interrupt, but I'm sure something like volleyball, where it's new, you're learning all these different things. It's something like basketball or football. You've been working at it for so many years and training that there's this built-up pressure to succeed.
Oh yeah.
But with volleyball, I'm guessing with these juniors and seniors now this year, it's just a totally liberating process.
Yeah, the expectations were so low. You've never played a sport, especially at a varsity level, and our volleyball, it happens to be Division I because there's only that one division. So they're playing at a very high level, but for them it's like, who cares if I'm not good? I've never played before. So it really is just like relief off their shoulders if they're not good, but they're athletes. So of course they're going to be good. Jerry McMahon is not good at a sport. That doesn't happen.
No, not likely. For him to jump in to the starting quarterback position just this year, and after not having played since Pop Warner.
Pop Warner.
I mean, that just goes to show the nerve that the kid has.
Yeah, he just likes to play sports. He likes to compete. He even told me, he said, mark my words, someday I'm going to be a champion chess player. And I said, are you serious, man? He's like, oh yeah, I love competing. I'm like, there's something wrong with you. I don't know what it is. There's something wrong with you.
We'll end it on this. You guys are going to be playing in that district, I believe it's quarterfinal tomorrow night here at 6:30. You're going to be facing against, or going against, the 9-seeded Nippon.
Yep.
What type of challenges do you think that they present?
That is one of the most resilient teams I've ever seen. I went to watch them play on Saturday at Burncoat. They were down 0-2. It looked like Burncoat was just going to sweep them. Third game's up, Burncoat's up like 6-1, and they call a timeout. They gather together. No one's turning on each other. They're all together as one team. They come out, they win that third game. Then they win the fourth game, and then all of a sudden, tie game, they win the fifth game. So you cannot put them away until it's over.
So tomorrow night, if it's 2-0 and you guys are up in the middle of that third set, I should pack myself up and go. I should stick around?
You should not. You should stick around, because those guys will hang around with you until the very last point. They are a very resilient group. They have Tabor Gross. He's a senior. He is one of the best volleyball players I've ever seen. He's just a natural volleyball player, the way he swings. We're going to have our hands full tomorrow, man. Those kids, they really do not want to lose. So it's going to be a good one.
Well, good luck to you and your boys tomorrow night, and hopefully for a few more games after that.
I hope so.
All right.
Thanks for having me.
No, not a problem at all. Thank you very much. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of Coach's Corner. You can see this or any of the other Coach's Corners that we've done over the past couple of years on our website at WMCT-TV.com. Just click on the Video on Demand tab and search Coach's Corner. We'll see you next time.